If you are trying to set up traffic in Assetto Corsa and the cars are missing, the game crashes, or nothing loads properly, this beginner guide will show you what to check. The goal here is not to turn this into an advanced traffic planner tutorial. This is a simple setup checklist for beginners, so you can understand what each part does and where the usual problems come from. Traffic mods usually are not just one file. That is the first thing to understand. In most cases, you are not only installing one folder and pressing drive. You normally need the right map, the right traffic layout, custom shaders patch, content manager, and sometimes extra traffic car files. If one of those parts is missing, installed in the wrong place, disabled, or made for a different version of the map, the session can fail. That is why people often see no cars, the wrong layout, or a crash during loading. Before you start, make sure you are using Assetto Corsa on PC. Traffic mods are not for the console version. If you are on PlayStation or Xbox, this type of PC mod setup does not apply. For a normal beginner traffic setup, you will usually need Assetto Corsa on PC, content manager, custom shaders patch, a traffic ready map, a traffic layout or traffic planner setup, and any car files required by that traffic mod. Think of it like a stack. The base game is the base. Content Manager helps launch and organize the setup. CSP adds features that many modern traffic setups depend on. The map gives you the road. The traffic layout or planner tells the cars where to go. And the car files give the session something to spawn. Missing one part can break the whole thing, so if your setup does not work, do not assume the entire mod is bad. Work through the stack one piece at a time. Content Manager makes Assetto Corsa much easier to manage. Most traffic mod guides assume you are using it, because it handles cars, tracks, sessions, CSP settings, and mod installs more clearly than the standard launcher. If you are brand new, install Content Manager before trying to troubleshoot traffic. It lets you choose the map, choose the layout, select a session type, add opponent cars if the setup needs them, and check CSP settings from one place. This matters because many beginner mistakes happen in the session setup screen. The map might be installed, but the wrong layout is selected. The layout might be right, but no opponent cars were added. Or the cars might be installed, but the track version is different from the one the traffic layout was built for. Next is Custom Shaders Patch, usually called CSP. Many traffic setups need CSP. Some setups need specific features inside CSP. Some map creators also recommend particular CSP versions. Do not just guess the version. Check what the map or traffic mod creator recommends. One CSP version does not automatically work perfectly for every traffic mod, every map, and every traffic layout. If traffic is not appearing, CSP being missing, disabled, or incompatible is one of the first things to check. In Content Manager, confirm that CSP is installed, enabled, and appropriate for the setup you are trying to run. The map and traffic layout also need to match. This is one of the most common reasons beginners get stuck. A traffic layout made for one version of a map may not work properly with another version. For example, people often search for traffic on maps like Chautauqua Revival Project, LA Canyons, or Pacific Coast. These are examples only. They are not the only traffic maps, and the install process can vary by mod. The important point is that the map version and the traffic layout need to belong together. If the layout expects a different folder name, a different route, or a different AI setup, traffic may not spawn correctly. So when you download a map and a traffic layout, read the instructions together. Check the folder names. Check whether the layout is for that exact map version. And do not mix random layouts with random map versions unless you know they are compatible. When you start a traffic session in Content Manager, keep the first test simple. Choose the correct map. Choose the traffic layout if the mod provides one. Pick the session type recommended by the guide you are following. Add opponent cars if the setup requires them. Then start with fewer cars. Do not load loads of traffic on your first test. The goal of the first launch is not to create the busiest possible road. The goal is to prove that the setup works. If a small test works, then you can increase density, add more cars, or improve the graphics. But if a small test fails, you know the problem is probably in the core setup, not just in performance. If traffic cars are not showing, check these items first. Wrong layout selected, no opponent cars selected, missing traffic car files, CSP missing or disabled, traffic planner not enabled where the mod needs it, wrong map version or files installed in the wrong folder. Most missing traffic problems come from one part of the setup not matching the rest. The map can be fine, the cars can be fine. The issue might simply be that the selected layout is not the traffic layout, or the required car pack is not installed. Also check whether the traffic mod expects you to use traffic planner files, AI lanes, specific car folders, or a particular session configuration. Different traffic mods can use different methods, so do not assume every setup is identical. If Assetto Corsa crashes when loading traffic, reduce the number of cars first. A heavy traffic setup can be demanding, especially if you are also running high graphics settings, whether mods or other extras. After that, check for missing car files, incompatible map versions, broken installs, CSP version problems, or too many mods running at once. If the session crashes only when traffic is enabled, the traffic setup is the place to start. Do one change at a time. This is boring advice, but it saves a lot of time. If you change 5 things at once, you will not know what fixed it. Start with the smallest test, change one thing, then try again. For your first working setup, keep it simple. Use one map. Use fewer traffic cars. Lower density if your FPS drops. Avoid stacking extra weather, graphics and traffic mods until the traffic works reliably. Once the basic traffic session works, then you can increase the number of cars and improve the visuals. A stable setup is more useful than a beautiful setup that crashes every time you load it. There is one more thing beginners ask about: steering wheels. You can use a Logitech G29, Logitech G923, Moza R3, or similar wheel with Assetto Corsa traffic mods if the wheel already works in Assetto Corsa on PC. But the traffic mod does not configure the wheel for you. If your wheel does not steer, has no force feedback, or is not recognized by Assetto Corsa, fix the wheel setup first. Traffic mods and wheel setup are separate problems, so here is the simple final checklist: Content Manager working, CSP installed and enabled, correct map version, correct traffic layout, required car files installed, small number of cars for the first test. If that checklist is solid, you have a much better chance of getting Assetto Corsa traffic working without missing cars, crashes, or broken sessions. And if you are still setting up your wheel for Assetto Corsa, check the beginner wheel setup guides on RaceRigHQ.